In this video, I'll show you how to use some basic and modify commands that will help you create a drawing easier and faster. So let's get started. To select a line or a part of a drawing, just click on it. To cancel a command, press Escape. To delete a part of a drawing or an object, select an object or select a group of objects and hit Delete. To undo the action, press Ctrl Z. To reuse a command, for example, I created a line. I cancelled the command by pressing Escape. But then I thought that I wanted to use the command again. I'll press Enter. Now to edit the properties of an object or a part of an object, select an object or a group of objects, then double-click. Here you can view the different properties of the object, or you can also modify their length or line type in most cases. What if I'd like to move these two lines? I'll type in M, select the objects I'd like to move, select Enter, then specify a base point. For example, this. That's where the drawing will follow. What if I'd like to put it to this point? There we go. What if I'd like to copy the circle over here? I'll type in CO, select the object, press Enter, specify base point. In this case, I'll use the center. And there it is. I copied two circles. Now what if I'd like to rotate this line? I'll type in RO, select the object, press Enter, specify base point. Let's try the midpoint over here. Then specify the angle of rotation. Let's say rotate it 45 degrees. And there we go. What if I'd like to stretch this line? I'll press S. Select the object. Hit Enter. Specify base point. And specify the displacement. Let's say I'd like to move it from 0.5 in the angle of 65 degrees. And there, we've stretched the object. Now how about scale? Scale is different from stretch, because in scale, you modify the whole properties of the object. You don't just stretch it, you create everything larger. I'll type in SC for scale. Then I will select this cube. Hit Enter. Specify base point. And as you can see, I can drag and everything scales up. It doesn't just stretch. And it is scaled by factors. Multiplication. Let's say I'd like to double the size. I'll hit 2. There we go. It doubled in size. Let me undo them. Now what if I'd like to extend this line so that it can reach this part? I'll type in EX. Select the objects that are included. Hit Enter. Select the part of the object to extend. In this case, this one. There we go. Now what if I'd like to create something that's similar to the object but in a different distance? This time I'll use the offset command. Shortcut is O. I'll specify the object's offset distance to 1 unit. Select the object to offset. Now you could choose which direction, whether it be the top part of the object or the bottom part of the object. This time we'll go to the top part. There we go. Now what if I'd like to mirror an object? I'll type in MI. I'll select the objects included for the mirroring. Hit Enter. Specify the first point of the mirror line. Let's say this one. specify the second point of the mirror line. Now there are different places where you can mirror the object in reference to the Y direction or reference to the X direction. For this drawing, I'll do it in the X direction. Now you are given an option if you'd like to erase the source object. This dashed line over here indicates that this is a source object. This time, I wouldn't like to erase it, so I'll press no. Now what if I'd like to trim a part of an object? I'll type in TR. I'll select the objects included. Now I don't have to select everything, but for the convenience purpose, I'll select all, and I'll hit enter. Now this shape is pretty interesting, because I'm unable to trim any of them. What's written here, it says, it does not intersect with the cutting edge. But this cube over here, this square over here, this box over here, has a cutting edge. That's why I'm able to trim it. Now I'm going to try the array command on this circle. I'll have to type in AR. Select the object. Hit enter. Now it's time for me to select an array type. Let's try the rectangular. As you can see, it created a grid full of circles. Now you can edit how many items would be in the columns. Let's make it 2. How many items would be in the rows? Let's make it 2. You can also specify the distance between the circles in the X direction and the Y direction. Now let's try the polar array type. Let's choose this as the center point of the array. Now as you can see, it created a circle of circles, and this is the center point. You can also edit how many items there would be. Let's make it 7. Let's make it 8. Now there are 8 circles. And we can also specify how much of the circle will be filled. Maybe a semicircle, 180 degrees. As you can see, it only specified for a semicircle, or the distance between them. Now that's it for the array command. What if I'd like to create an object with a rounded edge? We're going to start with the Fillet command. I'll type in F, select the first object. I can specify the radius of the edge. Let's make this 0.5 units. Now I can select the second object. There we go. Now what if I'd like to create an edge, but it isn't rounded, but on an angle? We're going to use the Chamfer command. CHA is a shortcut. Now let's select the first line. We can select the second line, but there are different settings if you'd like to modify the edge. You'd specify the distance or the angle. Let's specify the distance. Let's say the first chamfer distance to be 0.5. The second chamfer distance to be 0.5 as well. And now let's select the second line. As you can see, 0.5 from this and 0.5 from this created a hypotenuse of this chamfer angle. So that's it for this video. For more AutoCAD 2018 tutorials, save this playlist and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.